Thank you so much, everyone. Sorry about that for VMware, but is everyone well? Did everyone have a good night's rest? Good, fantastic. So, as you heard, my name's Charles Lalieu. I'm the Managing Director for Africa. I look after West, East, and Southern Africa. And I'm really excited to be here today to talk about Freshworks. I always get a bit nervous standing up and talking to a bunch of people, so I thought maybe we'd make it a little bit interactive. Just out of interest, a show of hands, how many people know about Freshworks? Okay, about 20-30%. How many people are using Freshworks? Okay, so we've got a lot better job to do. Okay, so I thought what I'd do is quickly just start off and position the organization, since there's a lot of people that are not aware of it. So Freshworks was founded in 2010 in India. We do approximately 500 million or more than 500 million in terms of revenue on an annual basis. And we're growing super fast. And I reckon we're growing super fast is because the tool set that we provide to the market and the platform that we provide to the market is really, really relevant in today's world. We have 5,400 employees, about 70% of those sit inside India, and we think that that is a major game changer for us because of the speed that we're able to develop, the resources that we have at hand, and India has become a major powerhouse, obviously, in terms of software, and the largest population on the planet. We have about 65,000 customers across the globe, and we listed on the NASDAQ 2 years ago and have got a market cap of about 5.5 billion. Interesting point, first Indian company to list on the NASDAQ 2 years ago. So really, really, really pushing boundaries and changing the game. What's obviously always important is to have recognition from the market. And some of the top analysts in the world have recognized us in terms of Gartner and the Magic Quadrants, and obviously important not just for the analysts to recognize us, but also for peers and the peer reviews out there. We're getting fabulous, fabulous reviews from them. So I thought what I would do is I'd quickly talk about those customers that we have in the world, and one of those that you see on there is MultiChoice. I'd like to say it's for the whole of Africa, but it's specifically for South Africa. So we've got some work to do in terms of the rest of Africa, but great sponsor, amazing to see what they've done on the African continent in terms of providing entertainment. You all played golf. There were a couple of you that played golf yesterday, so I thought I'd put TaylorMade on here to make it relevant from the golf thing, and you require a golf kit to be able to wear. So Decathlon is a major retailer that provides sports equipment and clothing. And then there's a host of other retailers that we work with in the African continent, the likes of Mr. Price, which is probably one of the largest consumable fashion items on the African continent. Companies like the Fashinis Group, which do everything from furniture to at-home products and clothing. Clicks, a pharmaceutical distribution company that provides general products to the marketplace. And then in the banking sector, we have people like African Bank, Sterling Bank, Access Bank from Nigeria, one of the largest banks on the continent. And then some other big names, notably Coca-Cola, Walt Disney, Sony Music, and like I said, 65,000 companies out there and 120 different countries that we provide that in. So yesterday afternoon, I sat in a roundtable or panel conversation around AI. And what's clear is there's a number of different challenges. And when I look at the past and where we've come from and where we're going, I thought it would be quite nice just to set the scene in terms of where it is that we have come from and where we're going. So if we look back in time, it was generally a bricks and mortar business. There was an individual agent that was picking up the telephone, servicing the customers. They were generally doing more than just customer service. They were doing sales as well. They were even maybe doing marketing and different types of support, and really kind of monolithic in terms of the approach that we had. Then came the online era, and we started to see more and more tools starting to get up. Email, websites, transactions on websites starting to appear. Moving forward in time in terms of this conversational era. So we saw things like these different channels, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all these different channels that were starting to come together, and it created a large amount of challenges, and it does create a large amount of challenges in today's world. Think about this. I mean, you've got an individual who's swiveling a chair around to get information from different systems, and really it's almost become unmanageable. And this is where we believe generative AI is going to make a massive, massive difference. Obviously, it's still early days, but what we see in terms of being able to revolutionize the customer and the employee experience by providing oversight in terms of the existing data sets that sit below that. So experience does matter, but essentially things haven't really changed all that much. It's still really around employees and customers and technology and everything that goes in between. And what I mean from everything in between, so whether you're a customer or an employee of an organization, you require instant information to be able to support your internal customers or your external customers. You need, in order to provide that, you need access to information, and you need the tools to perform that, or you need the different channels to be integrated. And the way that we view this is we view this from the fact that no one wakes up in the morning and wants to give bad support, whether it's internal or external. The challenges are they don't necessarily have the information at hand to be able to provide that. It means it takes long to support. They don't necessarily have the right tools to provide that. And then from a customer perspective, the insights that they need to be able to provide that so that they can offer that support. And we see this as two areas. One from a customer experience perspective, the other one from an employee experience. And we see this as total experience. And our motto is to delight customers and employees. So really, it's all about driving productivity from the agents within inside the organization to make sure that we meet those operational excellence that the organizations derive, and then the business resilience to be able to support the challenges or the queries that are coming through, whether internal or external, and then to obviously be able to create that great customer experience. And underpinning all of this is technology, and I guess that's why we're all here today. I see there's a lot of CIOs and a lot of technical people, and they're here to see what's happening from a technology perspective. So when I listened to the conversations last night, one of the things that became very apparent is where do you start? And it's challenging because in the past we called it knowledge. In today's world, we call it data, and I really believe that data is probably one of the most valuable things that most organizations have. And when we started developing our products in 2010, each one of those products came with a database that sat underneath each one of those products. And there was this concept that was being bounded around in the industry called CDP, Customer Data Platform. And that's the utopia where everyone's trying to get to, is this CDP. And Gartner had a really detailed diagram of how this all works, and it was more of an idea of where we were going, and we quickly realized that in order to be able to keep abreast of the fast-changing world, we need to relook at our architecture, and we relooked at our architecture and we created something what we call a unified customer record. And essentially what the unified customer record is the ability to take data from multiple disparate systems, i.e. sources, and be able to push that out to different channels. Okay, so when I say sources, you need to be able to pull information or identity about the individual. You need to overlay it with what types of engagements have been happening. Have there been transactions based on it? Where have they been moving around in terms of the web or what that buying journey looks like? Being able to collect that and unify that together, as well as then drive those insights so you can provide those insights to the individual, and then to be able to look at different types of segmentation and how you're going to drive specific activities around that segmentation. So let's think of it in the way like I want to be able to, how many of you have been to a bank and you have an account with the bank and then you want to go and get a car loan and you go to the car, they say, I'm transferring you to another division, and you get to another division and they say, sir, please won't you, or ma'am, please won't you fill in this information? But you already have my data. Yes, I know, but it's a different department. And this is where it creates really frustrating for the customers out there and even employees inside the organization, but you know everything about me, my manager signed off on this, I need these specific applications. So the idea is that this unified layer takes all the data and pushes it out so that we can start to personalize specific sales journeys, whether it be on web, whether it be on channels, whether it means specifically targeted campaigns. This is the concept of our unified customer record, and why it's so important is you cannot move forward in this world of generative AI without data to be able to support you on it. So there's a host of companies all over the world that are investing massive amounts of money into AI. AI is not new. It's been around for a long time, but this generative AI is supercharging what AI can do. We believe that AI is not just for the Fortune 500 companies, but for the 5 million companies out there. And not everyone has this kind of money to invest in it. So we're bringing this forward. We're working with some of our biggest partners in the world, and we launched our generative AI product sets about August this year, and I'll show you the kind of results we're getting. So let's first of all look at the world without Gen AI. Okay, we've been providing these bots to customers. We don't really know what they want. We've built these bots. They're coming back and they're filling in information, and ultimately they land up with an agent because they want to deal with a person, and it's becoming increasingly frustrating in terms of the support and the multiple channels that they have. Because of these multiple amounts of channels, you have people swivel chairing, I need to get information from social, I need to get information from email, I need to get information from voice, I need to get from my transactional systems. So what we're landing up seeing with these agents that are out there is that their time that they're spending to resolve the things is inefficient. And also the insights, you heard from our previous speakers over here, that insights are lagging. They're not real time. Generative AI has the ability to create this concept of real-time data, and really, when you look at all of these disparate systems that we have today, what it's landing up doing is it's landing up driving up costs within inside our business. So let's flip ahead and see what this world looks like with AI. So the data points that I have on here are from the likes of IDC, Boston Consulting Group, IBM. So we've taken it from large organizations and not just from ourselves. But what we're seeing is through automation, we are able to reduce the resolution times by about 70%. In terms of agents and the time that they are able to work on specific queries that are coming in, because the AI, the generative AI, is augmenting all the specific information, we're able to see a 60% time saving in terms of what they're able to do, i.e. needing less resources to do more. And then this reduction in time in terms of providing these real-time analytics. And ultimately, what it drives is potential cost savings, right? And the cost savings, because obviously everything's happening faster, you're being able to make decisions faster, and the time to value is rapidly increased. And I want to go on the value component, because I think that we very often today look at what the cost is to buy or to implement something, and not the cost, not the time to realize value, which is essentially what businesses are looking, so that you can take that money and invest it in the future digital transformation of your organization to accelerate it. So I'm running out of time. So this evolution has happened, and where we really see this is 3 different buckets. From an AI perspective, we've already always had it, but now we're supercharging it. So from an agent, and whether it be customer or internal employee, we're seeing that the self-service is becoming very, very real, because now the bots are intelligently using these algorithms, these large language models, and what we've built in the past to be able to self-serve a lot faster. Copilot, we've been a launch partner with Microsoft on their Copilots as well, and we've seen this augmenting and providing and summarizing specific information that's happening, whether it's an agent with information that's coming from multiple channels and providing us an aggregated view of all those different channels so you can understand the challenge, whether it's marketing to understand what they should be focusing on from a campaign, and even creating some basic template campaign scripts, whether it's sales, tracking this all through, being able to provide a personalized response to each person by looking at that, creating these first passes. And, you know, yesterday I heard, is it going to replace us? No, I don't believe it's going to replace us in the short while. I think there may be jobs in the future that may be replaced, but what this does is it augments the existing resources to provide them with those tools that they need. And then obviously better insights. We heard it's all about insights, real-time insights, how I can do things. And this is causing this world of prompting. And when we see this world of prompting is becoming seriously important. And probably when we looked at in the past data scientists being super relevant and a lot of people going and studying data science, we're starting to see now this world of people to understand how to prompt the AI. So very quickly, personalized AI. Here on the right-hand side of the screen, we see a channel WhatsApp. The individual, this is a bot servicing here with generative AI on the top. The person bought a ring. They're not happy with the ring that they've got. The AI asks them exactly where that came from, goes out to Google, surfaces based on the closest store, surfaces that app so that the person can get it resolved. So it allows you to seamlessly engage and deliver that resolution time a lot faster, as I said. In terms of agent productivity, that agent productivity in terms of here you see a channel with multiple pieces of information. The AI has gone out, summarized all that information, brought it down to the agent so the agent can get this, and is also being able to take this and actually start in our platform being able to not just deal with the customer, but also to start resolve things internally. So the ticketing, because of our unified customer record, is able to pass across into IT, possibly to have it resolved in IT or finance or admin, wherever it may be, and bringing that back. So making easier collaboration across the organization and creating this customer 360-degree view. Oopsie. Making smarter decisions. We've talked about the analytics and the prompting and how you can make smarter decisions. And realizing value. So, with the realizing of value in terms of it's often complicated to create this kind of technology. And you see, you have to go out to a lot of different organizations. We've created this really, really seamless, easy-to-use interface. I call it WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. You're able to drag things and connect through to our marketplace, which has got hundreds of connectors that are sitting inside there that you can utilize today, so you don't even have to start from the beginning. You can leverage what other people have created. So I thought I'd very quickly go on to MultiChoice South Africa. MultiChoice South Africa, there's two numbers on here that's important to me and should be important to you. First-time resolution, 94%. That was a massive change by going onto our platform. And then in terms of the reduction in average handling time, at 10% over there. So I wanted to surface that because it's irrelevant, and I think everyone knows MultiChoice, and they're doing such a fabulous job at providing these services across Africa. So to summarize, the success data points, and this is based on what we've seen from our products since we've launched it with inside specific customers, and we've aggregated this. We're seeing a 61% time in terms of saved from an agent perspective in terms of creating solution articles or auto-generating topics and stuff like that using generative AI. We've seen a 56% less time in summarizing tickets, i.e. more productive, and a reduction in handling time of 34%. And these together drive value, time to market, and create that delighting customers which we'd like to see. So with that, it's such a short time to cover such a broad topic. I'd like to say thank you all very much. I have my two colleagues on the stand, Vignesh and Winston, and myself. I'll be around. If you have questions and you want to delve deeper into this, by all means, come and chat to us, and I look forward to chatting over the time, and I hope you enjoy your time here in Diani. So thank you very much.